All right, so we are going to get started on assignment 3. My name is Nicole Freeman, and we will be using SPSS to run ANOVA analysis. ANOVA analysis is predominantly when you want to compare 3 sets of data. Let's see if we can get this open. Here we go, and here goes our good faithful SPS. Clearly, we've been doing some work. All right, so we'll go back to the very beginning. I have my notes and I am ready to go. We're going to be running this test because we're analyzing 3 independent variables. Similar to our other assignments, we'll be using our enrollment data from regions 1, 5, and this time we're adding 2. As we explored previously, we did see a significant variance, so we are going to dig deep. Like before, we are going to limit the data that we are analyzing. We do this by using our data tab and selecting our cases. So data, we're going to select cases. We obviously going to use our enroll. We're going to change to if then. We're going to click on that, and you can actually do all of them at the same time. So we'll move region over and we'll say region equals 1, line region equals 2, and then use our line again, and then region equals, well, I put 3, count myself, backspace. We want that to actually say 5. And then we're just going to click continue. Go down here, make sure we click OK. Got 1, 2, 3, and 5. Wait for my new set to come up. Did not come up, so maybe I need to close these out since that was from the last. Give me 1 second. I'm going to close this out. So I'll say no. So let me try that one more time. Data. Let's go to select cases. Regions are already selected. I'm going to click OK again. Let me click on here and make sure that 2 is there, 3 is crossed out, 4 is crossed out, and 5 is also crossed out. All right. I'm going to start by pulling descriptives. It was the first thing that we kind of learned, and it's probably one of the things that we know how to do pretty well. So I'll pull descriptives. I'm going to go to the actual analyze descriptives. You'll have to go to another menu in there. We're going to go to explore, and we'll pull out we'll put, this is the part where I always get confused. We'll put our region over in our factor list and enroll into our list. We're going to click statistics. We want the descriptives, so that's good. Then we're going to go to plots. We have to take off stem and leaf. We're going to add histogram. We also need the normality plot with this test just to make sure we can move forward. Now we have all that. You see where I have both clicked statistics and plots? That's so that we can see all of that information. I shared in the last assignment that I really like the visual representation because it makes it much more clear. All right, so we looked at region 1 and 2 and 5 in the last one. You can see we're still at that below sample size here, but region 2 has a 66, which makes it okay for us to use that information. Our mean has not changed for region 1. Our mean for region 2 is 1420, and our mean for region 5 is 987. We can look at mean because there are some tests that, depending on if you're looking at mean or median, you might get different results. So we are going to go look at our normality test. Did I pass my normality test? Yes, I did. All right, and so right here, what you can see is the degrees of freedom is 72, 66, 23. I shared that that is just the number of sample sizes. However, what is important to look at right here on both of these assessments or tests is that this is 0.001, which is less than 0.05. That shows the value did not pass the normality test. And then looking at region 5, we're at 0.088, which exceeds the 0.05. it does tell us we were told to keep digging because we have not assumed, and even if we violate, we need to proceed. So now we are going to actually run the Anova test. We do this by going back to analyze, over here this time. We're going to go to compare means and proportions, and this time we're going to a one-way Anova test. We put in the enrollment in our dependent variable, enrollment dependent, region in our factor. And we make sure you have the estimate effect size because this is where we're going to get our ETA squared, which kind of tells us which, if it's small, medium, or large. Okay, click OK. And now we have our Nova test, but we also have our Nova effect size. So again, it all adds to the same sheet, which is actually really nice because depending on what you're wanting to look at, you have all of it right there. If we looked at you can see your lower and upper confidence interval, you can see your point estimate. The ETA squared is 0.036, which falls in that small effect size. And then in our F value, I want to go up here, is 2.957, which the significance, our p-value is 0.055, which is greater than that 0.05. Ooh, a lot of 0.5s there. We have failed to reject the null hypothesis, and there is not a statistical significant difference in enrollment between the regions. That is how to run an ANOVA test, but also looking at normality and making sure you can proceed.